I offer you $60 on a day I had to bury my mother, and that's my best offer I can do, and you declined it. So if you change your mind, my offer still stands. Thanks, Jack. Have you ever received a message from a buyer on eBay that sounds a little bit crazy, maybe even insane, or some would say disturbed? I've received several, and I'm sure you have too. I compiled another video of some of the craziest messages out there from buyers to sellers. So let's get started. This first one here is all caps, so when you see that, you immediately know it's going to be a great one. This grill is an unsafe home kitchen appliance, according to instruction manual. Don't use near water. Don't use in laundry area. Don't use under kitchen cabinets. You will never find this product available retail locally or on an internet seller. It is a dangerous electrically device. Where did you find this beast? So this grill obviously harmed this person very much. It may have taken the life of a family member or a dear friend because they do not want anyone to have this grill, and they are very upset at the seller for selling the grill. And it seems that they don't really know how grills work. Don't use near water. I would think that would be common sense. Don't use in laundry area. I'm not sure why you would use a grill in your laundry area anyway. And don't use under kitchen cabinets. All seem like common sense to me, but yeah, this is a dangerous beast that nobody should be selling. This is a message from a buyer. Thanks for turning down my offer. I found one $5 cheaper than I offered you that'll be here day after tomorrow. Have a great day. Oh, I have not gotten one of these messages yet, but I know it's coming and I can't wait for the day I do, because everything that I sell for the most part is usually there's only one or two others out there, if there are any. Usually I have the only one, but if a buyer finds one cheaper, go buy that one. You don't need to rub it in my face. I don't care that you found a better offer, and $5 cheaper, that's great for you. I'm glad you're saving $5, but I'm not going to adjust my prices just because you found one that's a little bit cheaper. And there's no need to message the seller to tell them that you found one cheaper. They might already know. Or when a buyer messages me that, I'll just say, I'm very glad that you were able to find a better deal. Multiple times when a buyer has messaged me about price, I will say, because I know that there aren't any others out there, I'll say, well, you can, if you find any other at that price, I'm sure it would be a great deal for you, and I hope that you are able to find one at the price you're looking for. But as for me and my postcard, we will be this price. This is actually not a message, it's an offer. A buyer sent a seller. The offer is for $5. The message says, I bought this book from Jehovah's Witnesses in the 70s for 25 cents. And I get messages like this all the time because postcards can be gotten from postcard dealers at shows or at antique stores they have 25-cent boxes, dollar boxes, $2 boxes. So it is not uncommon for a postcard that I'll be selling for $50 for it to be at an antique store, a postcard show for $1 or $2. So I get messages, hey, this is a $2 card. Why do you have it listed for $50? And if you're sending me an offer on it, that means that you can't find it anywhere for cheaper. So you obviously know it's not worth $5, it's worth more than that, and it's definitely not worth 25 cents. And also, why would you even say that? The 70s are over 50 years ago now. Who cares if you bought it for 25 cents in the 70s? Do you know how many things you could buy for 25 cents in the 70s? I bet you could get a full tank of gas, probably a decent used car, a nice starter home. 25 cents went a long way back then. So saying what you got something for 25 cents in the 70s for is not a good argument. And what are you going to do anyway? You can't get a time machine to go back to the 70s. Your only hope is the seller on eBay, and you're mistreating them, and you're going to run yourself out of an offer, which $5 is probably not a respectable offer anyway. Okay, this is a message from a potential buyer. I need to know, will this unit work for years to come? How many CDs has it burned total? What is the shelf life and number of CDs before this device is dead? Any scuffs/scraps? Discoloration? How long, or does it make any unknown noises or noises it shouldn't? Does it come with a warranty? How long is the warranty? What about the user manual and remote? Will you reimburse me for the cost and time if I find them myself? How low are you willing to go? Without the user manual and remote, it's pretty much worthless. How about I pay for you to ship it to me? $25 sound fair? What about the screen? Dead pixels? Bright? Vibrant? Sound quality? Outstanding? Scratchy? CD tray speed? Slow? Normal? Too fast? Please respond ASAP or I'll take my business elsewhere. I understand asking a question or two about a listing. I've done it myself on occasion if something isn't clear, but this is just way too much and over the top. Half of these questions you'd be able to answer yourself if you just Googled them. These are Googleable questions or questions that you can just answer by reading the description, so it's ridiculous. And some of these the seller wouldn't even know. If this is, I don't even know what this is. I'm guessing it burns CDs and has a screen, but how would you know how many CDs it's burned total? I used to burn a lot of movies that I definitely obtained legally back in the day when DVD burning was popular, and I did not keep a tally of how many I had burned with my DVD drive, so how would this seller know how many CDs it has burned total? Nobody's keeping track of that. What is the shelf life? Who knows? It's not like it says on it when you get it. You can burn 1,000 CDs with this CD drive. And all of these sellers, they all end the same way, because they'll say, they'll end with an ultimatum, like, you must respond ASAP or I will take my business elsewhere. I would just answer, I would be very nice. I'm always very nice, even when buyers are like this. I would just say, I'm sorry, I'm unable to answer those questions. I will not be offended if you take your business elsewhere. Please take your business elsewhere. This is a message from a buyer, or a potential buyer, I guess. Hi, if it doesn't work, can I return it and get a refund without sending it back to you, please? This is because the postage will be expensive. Yeah, the postage probably will be expensive. You do not understand how returns work. Returning something means that you send it back to the seller and they give you a refund for that. And I have never once in my life returned something that I bought on eBay and I don't understand. I understand if you're shopping for clothes, which I do that in person anyway, because I don't want to have to return them. But if you're buying something on eBay, how do you not know if you're going to need to return it? Just look at the item and see what it is and make up your mind. You don't need to wait until you make up the mind. Wait until you make up your mind until you get it. You can make up your mind when you see it on eBay. And this is definitely just an immediate block if you see a message like this. If a buyer is asking about returns before they've even bought something, that is probably the biggest red flag you can get. And obviously they don't know what the word return means, or they are blissfully ignorant of what the word return means, because you can't, this is just saying, can I get it for free? Hey, if this doesn't work, can I just get it for free? That's just what you're asking there. Okay, this is a message from a buyer. Hello, seller. Can you cancel the import fees of US dollars 31.42? Thanks a lot, best regards, from a buyer. I got a message like this, it's been a few months now, but I do not understand why I ever get a message about import taxes from your country. I have nothing to do with it. So what happens, I list something on eBay. eBay shows that to buyers around the world because I have international shipping turned on, and they take care of the taxes. They have a deal set up with your country. They handle all of the collection of taxes. If they have an agreement set up with your country, I know for some countries it doesn't collect them automatically, but eBay does all that, and then I copy and paste and make sure I put all of the tax information on your envelope or package so that your country, when they're importing that, customs knows exactly what you paid in taxes and has the code and everything on there so that you're not paying unexpected taxes. So I do all of that on my end, but I cannot cancel import fees. And I've gotten a message almost exactly like this that said, hey, when I got this, they wanted some more in taxes. I'm like, okay, well, they probably did. Maybe you should pay it. They probably need that money in taxes. I don't know. What do you think I'm going to do? Am I just going to be like, dear Canada, this buyer, I know they owe $5, but they paid a lot for this postcard, so I think please cancel their import fees. Thank you. Like, what do you want us to do? Taxes and fees are completely out of our control. And surprisingly, I don't really get any messages like this from the US. I guess that's because everybody's used to how taxes work here online, and for other countries they can be different, but we don't have any control over taxes. Unfortunately, I would cancel them if I could. I'm sorry. It's actually not a message, it's feedback left for a seller on a NBA 2K13 Sony PlayStation 3 game, case no manual. For some reason, the game affects my home Wi-Fi. I guess it is not a fault of the seller, and this is not uncommon. Of course the game doesn't affect your home Wi-Fi. What are you talking about? I see this all the time too, and it's just so ridiculous. Feedback is left for things that are completely unrelated. Most commonly it's shipping, like, oh, this was wet in the mail and the postal service left it out in the rain or something like that. That's not feedback that should be directed to the seller, but this is just completely insane behavior right here and completely insane feedback. It's a video game. I don't think it would be possible for it to affect your home Wi-Fi, but the world that this person is living in, because they say, I guess it is not a fault of the seller, this person is clearly suspicious of the seller. So they think what this seller did, they coded something into the video game NBA 2K13 and were just waiting for this buyer to come along and they got them when they bought it. They're like, oh yeah, this is going to take out their Wi-Fi. I got them. That's just insane behavior. And of course, their one feedback right there is just beautiful because, you know, it's probably the first item they bought on eBay. Hopefully the first and last. All right, this is a message from a buyer. Thanks for giving me the courtesy of responding to my offer. Shove the book up yours. I hope no one buys the book and ignores you like you ignored me. This person is obviously salty that their offer was ignored, I guess. But I guarantee you this person lowballed the seller for whatever they were trying to buy. Only a buyer that would lowball would send this message. And if a buyer sends me a low offer, I'll ignore it too. I'm not going to respond to your offer if it's like, and I do get offended by some offers. I don't take it personally. I just think you're a dummy if you send me an offer for $2 on something that's listed for $50. But this is so ridiculous. We don't need to respond to your lowball offers. Go take your $2 elsewhere and try to find the book at Goodwill or something. Okay, this is a message on Can Do Twist and Bend Flexible Exercise Bar 12-inch Blue Firm. I received the Twist and Bend Flexible Exercise Bar 12-inch Blue Firm on August 4th. The problem is it's too firm and I can't bend it. What do you want me to do? Please write me back. I don't know what you should do. I don't know how firm it should be. I don't even know what this thing is. Exercise bar. If it's like a type of workout thing, then maybe you're just not strong enough to bend it. I don't even know if it should be bent. It says it's firm. Probably means it doesn't bend much. eBay sellers don't provide customer service for used items that you buy on the platform, which this buyer is obviously trying to do. I don't even know what I would say that. I would just say, just go ahead and send it back. That's where this is headed anyway. It's going to be an item not as described if I don't tell you to send it back, so just send it back to me. Okay, this is a long message, should be good. Hello in blank. I might be interested in your FP Royal. I can almost guess what the pitch is, but if you have the time, I wonder if you can type a string of characters, 15 or so, then lay a ruler along the string so I can see the number of characters in a 1-inch segment of the string. I'm guessing this is a typewriter. I've seen a few crazy messages from typewriter buyers so far, so that's what I'm guessing this is. How would you ship this typewriter? The U.S. Postal Service makes me nervous. For that matter, any method of shipping will entail risk unless the machine is packed for war abuse, which I know I would be charged for. I'm familiar with the illusion of free shipping. I find it a shady practice. Not a shady practice, but okay. Thanks for your listing. You've done a good job. I wish I could coax you into taking a vacation to Northeast Lower Michigan so we could exchange in person. That would save me the shipping costs and you the potential of it being damaged in transit. If you're not willing to do this, then send me an offer minus the shipping cost and packaging cost, and I'll consider it. If it arrives with so much as an extra scuff, expect to refund me in full. Thank you. Okay, this person is obviously insane and unhinged, but the most insane thing they said there was if you want to take a vacation to Michigan, because nobody would like to take a vacation to Michigan, especially to deliver you this stupid typewriter. And they were 3 different people sending messages here because every paragraph is a thought coming from a different brain. In the first brain, they say, can you send me a sample typing from this typewriter? And I don't sell typewriters, that might be a totally reasonable request. In the second message, with their second brain, they said, hey, please package this very well for war abuse. I know I'd have to pay extra for that. That's even a pretty reasonable message. And in the third brain, they say, hey, come take a vacation to Michigan to deliver this to me in person. And they say, if you're not willing to do this, then I will not pay shipping at all. So they completely changed their tone from the second to the third message. They said, hey, package this well, and I know I'm gonna have to pay extra for that. And then in their third message, they say, you have to take a vacation to deliver this to me, or I'm not paying for shipping at all. Obviously ridiculous. I think 3 different people sent messages there, and unfortunately there was a glitch in eBay that combined them into one message, because I do not understand that. So the message on 2022 Hot Wheels Super Treasure something. I offer you $60 for the 2022 Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunt 84 feet, maybe inches, Mustang SVO and regular mainline. On a day I had to bury my mother, and that's my best offer I can do, and you declined it. So if you change your mind, my offer still stands. Thanks, Jack. Okay, sir, I am very sorry for you if you lost your mother, and I understand that in times where you're experiencing loss and dealing with grief, you may be emotional and act out and send messages that don't make any sense, but this is over the line. I don't care if you just lost your mother. What does that have to do with anything? I've dealt with loss in my life, but I don't log on to eBay and be like, hey, my great grandma just kicked the bucket. I really want $60. I want to give you $60 for this. On a day that I bury my great grandmother, are you telling me you're not going to give me this for $60? That's what this buyer is saying. That is completely unhinged. And your mother is ashamed of you beyond the grave for sending that and using her good name to try to get $40 off a Hot Wheels set on eBay. That's just insane. And I understand. I look at all offers. I do not consider all offers. I will read all messages with an offer. And I understand if you would have said, I've gotten some sob stories before and I have accepted some sob stories because I feel like they're not lying. You could have come up with a much better story than that. Just saying I had to bury my mother, I want this for $60. That's not compelling enough. If you want to talk offline, Jack, I can give you some better tips and tell you some of the things that I've fallen for when accepting offers on eBay, but that is not one of them, and you should be, your mother is ashamed of you, Jack, I'm sorry to say. All right, well, it was quite the gamut of insane buyers for you today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you get any messages from insane buyers yourself, feel free to let me know. Hit me up on Instagram at Mailseum or shoot me an email, dmay@hey.com, and it might make it into a future video. Thank you so much for watching.